I want to just take a moment and remind us from a point of gratitude, but I really want this morning to kind of kick off and set an intention for the next 2 days. You've taken the time, you've made the investment both in our Titanium Club, but you made the time investment to come here. You made a financial investment for the flights and different things, but this is why we do these smaller events, is roll up our sleeves, rub some shoulders with somebody face to face, talk about what our challenges are, what we're looking for, what we're ready to improve. And that's the whole point of the next 2 days. We opened this morning, at our team meeting this morning, we do a pre-con meeting before we get in front of you guys. And you know, one of the things that we want to reinforce is the why that we want a small group. Yes, we want to grow our influence and our following, but we'll always keep these smaller events because there's a different kind of a connection when I can come up and say, hey man, it's been a minute. Let's talk about something going on, right? So this is what's really, really powerful. And I want you guys to know that, I mean, two things. One, I'm emotional this morning, I'm not gonna lie. This blows me away when I was running through what Justin's going to share with you here a little bit and seeing some of our vision come to fruition, where I don't visit our vision statement every day, but we wrote it together and now we're watching it actually happen and hopefully improving your lives in the process, because that's the entire point of why we're here and what we do. So I'm honored, I'm emotional, our influence is scaling, and the part of that reason is, you know, I had a mentor, we'll go back real quick, I had a mentor that told me when I went on, you know, when I left my past life and you know, when I exited the best practices group that I'd been in a long time, I lost friends. I take that back, I lost acquaintances that I thought were friends, right? And I kept some very good friends over the course of this time, but you make life decisions that are the best for you and your current tribe around you. Would you agree? And those kind of evolve and change, right? So what I want us to really realize of why we're here, why we made the investment, we don't even have workbooks right now. I want you to write in your own writing. What do you want? I don't want you taking my points or Justin's points or Tab's points today, because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to speak with you here for a few more minutes. Then we're going to bring up Justin, and Justin's going to talk a little more about vision. Then Tab's going to come back this afternoon, and he's going to talk about execution in the field and really managing that field point. And I'm so honored that I believe that with 100% in my heart that we have the best training and development organization in the world for who we are and what we do. Every one of our coaches and trainers owns, has owned, manages, or has managed. We're not walking, you know, we're not trying to speak something that we don't do. Now, do we do it perfectly? Hell no. It's not about perfection, right? It's about progress. And as we talked yesterday, right? That's what we're looking for, is progress. And when I hear stories of, you know, Keith's so burnt out 3-4 years ago and now is doubled in 2 years and gonna add another 50% growth this year. And I asked him the question last night as he was sharing that. I said, but what's one of the coolest parts? And we're talking about it. He's like, I'm having fun again, right? Anybody feel it's like it does? You know, you can check the bank account, and if the bank account's fine and your life sucks, who cares, right? So that's where we want to really take a step back. So in the interest of that, I'm just going to quickly start with Mark. Mark is our newest team member at Blue Collar. Mark Preston. Say hi, Mark. Hello. Or I guess say hi, everybody. Don't say hi, Mark. That'd be kind of weird. But anyway, so Mark's our business manager. And Justin's going to share, as I said, some of the vision. We made some team member changes, as some of you know, and I'll talk a little bit more. And that's on behalf of the vision, which is all about supporting you. And so Mark came on because we need somebody that just gets it done. And so now he's our dump guy. We just send it. It's like if I get something I don't know how to do or don't want to do, I send it to Mark and it happens, right? And we need Marks. Or Tab cracked me up yesterday when he said, I don't know if anybody caught it. So his right-hand man when he launched THP back in the day was Scott. And he's like, yeah, so I got Scott. And then I go meet this guy named Dave Geiger, and Dave has a Scott, but his name's Mark. And now I've got a Jeremy, and he needs a new Jeremy. And so it's just, it's kind of funny. But that's our Mark. He rocks it, gets it done. Then we got Justin, of course, our CEO. He's going to share some stuff today. We have Joe, who many of you, well, probably everybody in the room has talked to Joe, if you return voicemails or answer your phone, right? So Joe is, I can't even say it. What's your title, Joe?
Czar. That's the Director of Awesomeness.
Director of Awesomeness, right? You gotta love it when somebody gives themselves a title, right? As long as you live up to it, brother, we're good. We are totally good, okay? And then Kathy Nielsen, stand up for a sec, Kathy, please. Kathy is actually, well, right around the same time Mark came on the team. So Kathy's been with us several months now and is filling a void that we have as far as office coaching that has been done. She's crushing it. She's killing it. We're launching her private club for just office managers. We'll talk about that, but obviously we're not here to sell you anything. We're here to create a ton of value. And if we can do that through what we do, then that's awesome. So Kathy talked yesterday a little bit in our Service Titan club thing as far as, how to maximize that. But what I don't want you to lose is the fact of whatever you're working with and using. Kathy's used all of the software. She's been inside of them, different things like that. So you don't have to just be a Service Titan user to get value from talking to Kathy. Make sure that you do bend her ear and ask her some questions. Of course, we also have the lovely Christy on the team. Most of you have met her, know Christy. Christy's got a title as a marketing director, and she's kind of all over the place too. She does a lot of copywriting for us. She's our detail expert, would be what I would call. And so being married to a detail expert when you're not so much, it presents some I'm not at all, actually, not so much. I'm not a detail person at all. Christy kind of helps keep that together. And Kristen's not here at the moment, but Justin's wife, Kristen, has been doing some coaching. And well, she had been doing coaching in the health and wellness business, and now she's helping us with some onboarding coaching and different things like that. So the point is, I'm not growing this thing for me. I don't have ego about it. My name's not on it. It's not anything like that. It's about that I feel it's part of my personal responsibility to help as many people that I can with what I know and what I've done and the mistakes that I've made and continue to make, by the way. I haven't changed. Hopefully I make better mistakes than I used to, right? That's kind of the goal. So this is all about you. And one of the things that really helps us make it about you is, a few partners that we've been working with. And one of those is Scorpion Internet Marketing. And I want to take just a quick moment and let you know why they're here and what we're doing. We don't take money from sponsors. Our bank account won't change at all this weekend, whether you talk to them, whether you sign up, whether you've done business, whether you do business. None of that happens. They're here to educate you. And we did a webinar with Michael in January about things to look for in your internet marketing. Today he's going to do a piece on Google Home Services. The three word whatever, scary phrase, right? There's a lot of fear around this, would you agree? There's a lot of unknown around this. There's a lot of different things happening. They're going to share tons of information. And one of the things I always want us to remember in this room is we're not building a vendor partner program where all the best practices groups take a bunch of dough and give you a little bit back. That's not what we're talking about. And I'm not dogging what they do. I believe in anything everybody does in this industry, but we're not a best practices group. We're a training, coaching, and development company. And so we are aligning ourselves with people that can serve you. And I'm not looking for money in the process. If they're sponsoring our lunch today, they bought the box for the Phillies and some cool things for us this week. But I want us to realize this is about them educating you. So Michael's going to do a piece today on that. And then tomorrow we're going to bring him back and do some Q&A because I think we're going to uncover some stuff that, 2 nights ago we were all sitting around a table, split tests in Google. We were all searching the exact same thing, all on iPhone. Well, Ecky's still got a BlackBerry or something from the 80s or whatever. But nonetheless, right, we're all searching on virtually the same device. How's it showing up on a 6 plus? How's it showing up on a 7? How's it showing up on, and it's all, and they're split testing us right as we're doing it, right? So how do you stay ahead of it? It's impossible to stay ahead of it. So what we've got to do is anticipate, and we've got to learn what's happening. And they're big enough and partners with Google that they learn shit before we even know about it, and they're willing to share it with us. So with that, Matt, would you just give us a quick intro of each of you guys, or tell us what you do and have?
So yeah, we're just here, like he said, is to make you aware of things that are happening in your guys' marketplace that you need to be aware of, answer any questions you guys have, and work with you guys to really just grow, expand your businesses, and help you guys out.
And I do promise during my hour presentation to interaction. I like interaction. I promise you that everyone in here will know 4 times as much as anyone out there knows about Google Home Service ads, Google Guarantee. I'm trying to finish it within 45 minutes, so there can be 15 minutes of questions. But I promise. It's a really complex topic, and I've really tried to kind of simplify it as much as possible, and I think everyone's going to walk away with some good things.
100%, and that's my point is we're not here to scale and get big for us or my ego or anything else. We're here to serve you guys, and with that, if you're getting some hard close from them, Service Titans here, they're helping us out as well. If they're pushing hard, if any of our partners ever are wearing you out, let us know, because that's not what we're here to do. They're here to educate, and if it's a right fit, it's a right fit, and that's what it's all about, okay? So with that, thank you all for being here, and thank you for everything you do for us and our team here as well. So here's what I want to do as we get rolling. I want you to take a moment, and you got a journal in front of you, and I want you to kind of think about the one thing. One of the reasons I've designed our events the way that I have is to have these smaller events. How many of you were at Sammy this year in January? Okay, so a lot of you were at Sammy. So I love Sammy. It's one of the, Joe probably loves Sammy more than I do, as some of us learned yesterday. But I love Sammy. I love putting several hundred people in a room and like-minded and different things. And so I'm all about that. But this is where real magic happens, and that's how we want to facilitate that today. So I want you to think, number one, what's the one thing, if you walk out of here tomorrow afternoon and you got it, and you're like, cool, that was a win. Cool, this can improve my life. This can impact my team. What's that one thing you're looking for? And before I go there, please, I was talking about you, maybe your ears were burning. So Service Titan is another, we only have Scorpion Service Titan here. If you give us a quick intro on why you're here and what you're here to do for us.
I'm Jordan. I feel like I've met the majority of you. We're just here to inform you guys a little bit more about our platform. Feel free to come by. We're doing a Yeti giveaway. Sign up. I'd love to talk to all of you.
Yeah, just have a conversation, and you're here to add value. It's like, okay, if it's a good fit for Titan, cool. But we're here to educate the best ways to run the business, right? So thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. Now, here's what I want. One thing, tomorrow afternoon, individual exercise, then we're going to talk amongst each other. We're going to do a quick intro so we know who's in the room, and then I'm going to get rocking with you. So what's the one thing? Take 2 minutes, figure that out, and we'll get back together. One thing. Probably shouldn't take you long because you probably have something in your head anyway. Now, as you're kind of jotting that down, just go around your table. Pick a table leader who traveled the furthest to be here at your table right now. Figure that out. Always smile. That's great. We were in San Diego once. It wasn't that far from it.
Wait, how long was your flight? Because our time
45 minutes. So share your one thing as you go around the table. We'll get back together in a couple minutes.
That was easy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, that's right. That's amazing.
Even if you're not all the way around the table, here's what I want to have happen. As we're growing, as we're adding more people to our family, some of you don't know each other in the room. I want you to know each other very well by the time we walk out tomorrow afternoon. quick snapshot, who you are, where your company is, what you do, and your one thing. We'll start with the lovely Ms. Jackson.
I don't want to listen to the whole thing, but I'm Lori Jackson. I'm from Decatur, Alabama, which is North Alabama, and I'm co-owner with my husband, and I don't work every day in the business, but as much as I can. And what was the
One thing.
I want to learn more about the internet and growth through the internet.
All right, we got that covered. Absolutely. Mr. Jackson.
Hey guys, I'm Keith Jackson. Of course, my wife's what you talking to. We're from Decatur, Alabama. Business is just it's fun again, which I like Kenny said, and it's been really good. We were part of one of the franchises until last July, and it just feels like being set free. And this has been a great thing for us. Kenny and Christy came by last year about this time, I guess.
It was around this time.
Yeah, and we just reconnected. We never, well, I won't say reconnected. We always communicated. You know, it may be months, but we always communicated. We've been friends for years. And the big thing for me, and I wrote this down, and before we came was, and I didn't even know, was maximizing the internet for like Google reviews and Angie's List reviews, trying to get those things up. And I wrote this down last week before we came.
Very cool. All right. We're going to deliver that for you for sure. Fantastic. All right, David.
David Bright from Denver, Colorado. I'm the service manager, warehouse manager. Been plumbing for about 25 years now. I think I just want to learn a little bit more about the internet and kind of grow through that, self-grow through that.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Excellent.
Levi Torres with High Five Plumbing out of Denver, Colorado. You know, the one part I like most about these is interacting with all the owners. You know, when we have the discussions at the tables, that's where I get, I think, the most helpful information from you, because you're talking to people who are struggling with the same thing. So that's what I'm looking for versus talking to them.
Awesome. And with that, thank you, Levi. I want to remind us, safe environment. Let's air it out. We're going to share some stuff. Justin has something to share with you today that none of you know about. And that's, you know, when he was talking about if he was going to share it or not, he said, hey, man, we're transparent. This is what it's all about. So let's air the dirty laundry and let's have some wins together, right? That's what it's all about, ultimately. Awesome. Thank you.
Lou Stevens, Denver, Colorado. I'm the owner of Absolute Electrical Services. Started in the trade about 18 years ago. I've been a business owner since 2007 and Absolute since 2012. I think the main thing I want to get out of this is more office organization and procedures. I think that's really where we're lacking. Even though I have great personnel, we need to get more organized.
So Tab was talking about it yesterday, right? That success equation. You got the people, now we got to get that system built, right? Kathy will definitely help with that. Fantastic. Thank you.
Bert Jackson, Absolute Electrical Services. I'm Lewis's sales manager. And I'm here to figure out what I need to do to help him and myself grow our brand, our company, and eventually have more freedom to get out there and actually enjoy the life we're trying to live.
Cool. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Fantastic. Thank you.
Marcus Bowanski, General Manager with Hoover Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Been with the company for 14 years now. But I don't know, I'm here to just kind of, internet marketing was a big thing, seeing Scorpion back, but just learning how to keep everything in a nice little pretty bow, getting all of my team to line up with my vision, and you know, getting them to deliver to the customer what our marketing really says, and so just all of that put together is what I'm here for.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you. Ted?
Ted Puzio, Southern Trust Home
Can you guys hear back there? Okay, we'll just kind of elevate. Actually, we'll have you stand up. Stand up, Ted. I was in Ted's shop last week. I
knew that was coming. Ted Puzio, Southern Trust Home Services. We're located in Southwest Virginia, plumbing, electrical, heating there. And just here to find a little bit more out about internet marketing.
Awesome. Cool.
all stand?
Yeah, we'll go this way. Yeah, please.
So I'm Dan Hartson with Hart's Plumbing and Excavation. I came out here because we're looking for a way to train our guys, to get more sales training for our guys. We're growing. We're a pretty new company. We're in year 3. Got about 14 guys on the team now as of this week. So we're just looking for a good way to train everybody up. That's kind of, we showed up yesterday. I showed up yesterday to kind of hear what they had to say. All they talked about was all the training videos they had to give to my guys. I'm like, perfect, signed up. No brainer.
So you're saying we sold your ass?
That's exactly what I was looking for. That's exactly what you said you had. I'm like, perfect. Perfect.
All right, my name's Dan Dowdy out of Austin, Texas, S&D Plumbing. Here to really just sharpen my skills as a leader and also just kind of rub shoulders with all the other business owners and just learn more in that way.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan.
I do want to say one more thing. You guys talking internet marketing. We're #1 on Google and Yelp in our market. I've got a great way of doing it. I can pull as many 5-star reviews as you want to. I got a script we have for follow-ups. If you guys want that, I can send it out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Everyone wants that.
You should get up and just do that.
Let me get out of the way. Let's bring him up here, right?
I'm Frank with Roman Plumbing, and I'm here for information like that and everything else. From Florida.
All right, Frankie.
Roger Custer, General Manager with Southern Trust Home Services out of Walnut, Virginia. Here to learn to be a better coach, pick up Joe a little bit. He's helped me tremendously with our KPI board and the Walnut County just to get more education.
Very cool. Very cool. Allie?
Allie Andino with Appleton Campbell Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical out of Warrenton, Virginia. I'm on operational development, and I'm just here to take everything in, learn from everybody, and mostly internet marketing.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you.
I'm Jennifer, also with Appleton Campbell. I do customer service management, and just here to some overview and more in the next 19, so we can have a short focus.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Heather.
Hi, Heather Appleton, also Appleton. I'm the marketing director and also the supporter of my husband, so that's why I'm here to write down what he does.
See, so if you want to become a master in delegation, you talk to Mr. Appleton. Right? That's what we're talking about. Fantastic.
He's not alone.
I'm Jason, also with Appleton Campbell.
Takes a lot to keep him straight.
Sales service manager, and I'm looking forward to hearing what Tab has to say about implementation of the.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I'm Mike Appleton, the one they were all just talking about. And I'm here to learn how to grow our company healthy, in a healthy manner. And not for me, but for the people who work here. I've had a passion for a long time to take care of the people in our industry and in our company. My granddad retired after 47 years of working for 2 other plumbing companies with nothing but a toolbox in his hand. And I think it was important to be able to provide retirement benefits, good livings for everybody in this industry. And that's what I try to do all the time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. Mr. Maffei.
Yeah. Greg Maffei, Maffei Services. I'm from Raleigh, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. What I love about this group, and I was part of other groups, and I was one of the founders of Contractors 2000, but what I love about this group is the closeness in these small meetings. You get to know people, and that's what I missed in the larger organizations. So this is great, and the networking is what I love. Just sitting down, I usually, it's like when I go to church. You walk around and you see where somebody normally sits, and you sit there, and all of a sudden they're staring at you, asking why you're doing that. Well, I kind of do that here. I'll just sit in somebody's seat, just because I want to get to know them.
Everybody's got their spot, right?
That's right. Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. You should see the looks I get. You gonna sit there?
Right on.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Greg.
Yep.
Mr. Russo.
Mark Russo, Russo Brothers and Company. We do plumbing, heating, cooling. We're from New Jersey, about 2 hours away. I'm really here to network and to work on building our management team and some leadership.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks for being here.
Matt Russo from Russo Brothers. I'm here to learn more about the internet and leadership.
So will you guys talk at all to anybody about what it's like running a business together as brothers that you named it after yourselves? And you guys are actually sitting next to each other? Like, so this is a workable relationship?
Presently, yes.
And that's why we keep a safe environment in here, right? Absolutely. Very, very cool. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kevin O'Leary. O'Leary Plumbing and Heating. We're just outside of Milwaukee. I just purchased the business in April. I'm the third generation. And my goal right now is to get the business to a point that it can run without me. I've heard a lot of that from Justin and Kenny, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for being here.
My name is Joe Ware from Elite Air Heating and Air Conditioning. I'm in Trenton, New Jersey. I like the reason that I joined the titanium group and stuff really here is because it seems like Justin and Kenny and them all are very sincere about an owner having a great life. And right now for me, I'm working my ass off. I work more hours now than I ever have, and I probably take the least amount of vacation that I've ever had. So I'm trying to get some of all that straightened out, and since the Sammy event, I've gained a lot of ground in that, but that's the main reason I'm here. The other reason also that I'm curious to find out what other people do is a lot of our technicians, we have very low turnover. We have, in our industry, in our market, technicians really don't go anywhere, but they do like to complain. and it's just a sensitive thing for me. Like, it really bothers me at the core, when people are talking about trying to provide a great life for all their technicians and people. That's where my heart is, but it's very hard to do when they whine about, everything. I mean, they whine about everything. So that's
One in the water.
That's my
For you, it's the same person whining every day.
All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
My name is Mike Nikolai with Triton Air Heating and Air Conditioning out of St. Lenny, California, and I am here to learn the best way to create an environment for my team that's going to help them grow and just lead my team and my family to a level that's a positive place to work, a positive place to live, a place that's going to help them be better and give them an opportunity to grow. So that's my goal, and I'm here for the
vegan cheesesteak. One person in the room that can appreciate the fact that Christy and I enjoyed a vegan cheesesteak, but whatever. That's right. So thank you, Mike. And it's not. It's got to be. They got to misspell steak to make it right. So very cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Good, everybody. Andrew Martell with Junior Martell Electric, Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. We're about half an hour, 45 minutes or so. I'm the third generation of the company. He's the second. I'm here to learn a little bit about Google. Maybe use my computer skills to get into that, and maybe be a better manager as a younger businessman person like myself.
Awesome. I'm going to talk a little more about millennial generation tomorrow as well. We're going to take a little deeper dive into some of what I've done with you already. But that when you have, how old are you? I'll put you on the spot.
25.
How old?
25.
25. Anybody remember 25? A long time ago, right? But so you're considered a millennial, is that correct?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
think that way, but yeah.
So that's the interesting thing, right? Because some of your whining and complaining you're hearing about, you're blaming on millennial generation too, right?
It's either the bottom or the top.
Damn baby boomers.
You're older, baby boomer, it's the same,
It's across the board, but we want to embrace that, so thank you for being here. And we got a son and father sitting together. That's it. We're going to see how this stuff plays out.
So you're saying it's my turn? So, yes, I'm second generation owner, right? So we understand in the marketplace that second generation businesses have a 50% failure rate, right? So I've been managing it now for about 25 years. Third generations have a really higher than that, 10% success rate, something like that. So I wrote down focus on my top line, eliminate debt, be more profitable, get a better quality of life. Because right now, like you, I'm working more hours than I ever have.
Okay, fantastic, excellent. Ms. Michelle.
My name's Michelle. I'm from Moyer Total Indoor Comfort from PA, and I am here to learn how to get systems in place and implement them so that I can spend less time working in the business and more time working on it and enjoying it.
Absolutely, thank you.
I'm Steve Moyer from Moyer Total Indoor Comfort, my lovely wife. I'm actually fourth generation in our business, and we're in Kutztown, which is 60 miles northwest of here. Rural farming area, but we're located between Allentown and Reading. Anybody's familiar with Monopoly, Reading Railroad, that's the Reading. And Allentown is actually a bedroom community from New York City now, so we've got a lot of good area. I'm here for a lot of what everybody else has said. I want to find a way to make business fun again. Yeah, we live the business, 24/7, and I want to get past that. And very much, I want to take care of our guys. Growing up in the business, knowing different sides of the business, it's important to me to be able to give back to the people that take care of us. So, looking forward to learning a ton in the next 2 days.
Awesome, very cool, thank you.
I'm Sean McGay with Czar Electric. We're out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm here for several reasons we talked about. Big thing, I have a vision of what I want my company to be. It's not quite that, and I'm hoping to come here, learn the leadership skills I need, and learn some processes and put some things in place to make that vision become a reality.
Awesome, very cool.
I'm Craig. Craig Bernard from Czar Electric, out of Raleigh. Depends on who you talk to. Depends on what my title is. I don't really care about titles. I just want to help him build his business and get procedures in place so he can have a life and I can have a life that we can sit down and watch everything happen, rather than going crazy and working crazy hours like we're doing right now. And that's about it.
Cool, excellent, thank you. Michael.
Michael McGregor, owner of Michael Plumbing Service in Nashville. And we're just here to learn all we can and take in all the information that we can take back and use in our business to make it better. And to make everything run a lot better for us.
So, thank you. Thank you. Well, and we'll let your lovely wife speak, and then I want to say something as well. So, go ahead.
I'm Rebecca McGregor, and I'm pretty much here for just an extra set of ears.
we got a couple of those in the room, I guess, right? And Heather will have to make sure. Oh, did you get that? Did Mike miss that one? Did Michael miss that one? Right? So so we've got all sizes of companies in the room, and them specific as well as Levi. Actually, we had some heart-to-hearts about whether we should even allow them into Titanium because they're smaller and they want to scale and grow. But I remember when I was told I was too small to get help. And I don't understand that, right? And so we're not a one-size-fits-all. We want to help everybody in different ways. And now both of the companies that we said I'm not sure about are scaling like crazy and growing like crazy. So remember too, and I know most of us in the room that have scaled to, whether you're 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 million, whatever the numbers are, we can learn from everybody in this room. I don't care if you've got 2 trucks, you can get some of the best nuggets, right? So that's where we want to make sure that we maintain this as we work together over the next 2 days. So I used the word straggler this morning. He did send me a text and tell me he was going to be a couple minutes late. But Mr. Flynn, would you introduce yourself and why you're the one thing that you're here for to take away? Tomorrow afternoon you walk out. How was it a win?
I'm Tim Flynn from Cambridge, Mass. I'm here to keep an eye on Greg Maffei. It's a full-time job.
It is.
There's no breaks.
There's no breaks.
No breaks at all. I'm here to listen to Google strategies.
Awesome. Very cool.
It's good to see you, Ken.
Thank you. Good to see you too, Tim.
Sorry I'm late.
Don't worry. So and also I wanted to also mention Tab. Tab spoke yesterday for us at our little Freedom Workshop in the afternoon, and Tab and I have been friends for 16 years now. and he's doing some coaching, speaking, and training for us on the blue collar team now. And he's a guy that mesmerizes me when he's in the front of the room. I love watching him. I love hearing him. He improves my life every time we have contact, and we're honored to have you with us today, Tab, as well. So thank you for being here. So I'm going to jump into a couple things, but before we do that, give yourselves a round of applause. Awesome. So I want to talk about, you heard a lot about vision, you heard a lot about life, you heard it, and so what's interesting, right, when we're building marketing for our companies, marketing it creates a magnet, and magnets both attract and they, right? And so what you heard here, like I told you this morning, I was a little emotional already because I'm blown away by my team and by you all. And now I'm hearing that we're attracting the right people in this room because people want to improve their lives. And it's not a dog and pony show. It's not a quick fix. You're working hard. You're going to work harder next week from what you're going to get here. But that amplified over the time. If you haven't read anybody remember the author of The Slide Edge, Jeff Prosen? So The Slide Edge is the name of the book, which is a really powerful, great read or listen. But The Slide Edge is all about if we eat a salad today for lunch, we're not going to be skinny. If we eat pizza for lunch, we're not going to be fat. But over time, those things make an impact. Same is true with our company. Same is true with our focus. And what you're hearing about vision, and when Justin's going to talk about vision, I want to kick us off, though, and remember that, number one, where you are in your company, in your relationships, in your life, 100% tied to your level of confidence. If we can do anything over the next 2 days, if I can help elevate your confidence, I'll elevate your game. My team will elevate your game. If you improve your confidence, when we look at what's going on. So here's what I want to understand from you, and I want to take just about 2 minutes, and I want you to talk about what kills confidence. We talk on some of the calls about confidence because I believe it's such an important part, but if I'm talking about elevating it, what are the ways that we lose it? How does it get taken away? What is, in your opinion, the number one confidence killer? 2 minutes, talk to each other at your tables. We'll get right back together. Go.
I'm gonna go grab a seat.
No, either or, yeah, absolutely. I'm more the ones that
What's some of just throw it out, anybody, any order. What are some of the things you're hearing? What kills confidence?
Fear of failure.
Negativity, fear of failure.
Frustration.
Frustration. Lack of knowledge.
The biggest thing is, I see today is learning to not take things personal.
Don't take it personal.
Well, I beat myself up, man, because something didn't go right. It was all on me. And now I take responsibility, but it don't reflect on the person I am.
Everybody hear that? Take responsibility, but don't take it personal. Big deal, right? A lot of us have our names on the side of the trucks. A lot of us have different identity tied to it. How many of you go around and meet somebody here, go, hey man, what do you do? Or, tell me about yourself, and you lead with, I'm a plumber, I'm an HVAC contractor, no, you're not. You're a freaking awesome human being that has chosen this industry, or it chose you. Your family chose it for you. But so that's where I really want us to make sure that we realize that don't take it personal, and you're having more fun than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a correlation? I would think
It's
so.
like being set free, man. I mean, it really is.
Like being set free. And who has the power to do that?
You do.
Absolutely. That's the key. What else? Any others? Confidence killers? Here's what I want us to remember as we set our intention for the next 2 days. How about this? Number one confidence killer, in my opinion, is bad measurement. What do I mean by that? What do you think? Say again?
Not monitoring the right things.
Not monitoring the right things.
Using the wrong standard.
Using a wrong standard. So we talk about KPIs and we talk about measuring the things that drive and different things like that. I'm saying it's bad measurement from one of my mentors, and And coach is Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach, talks about confidence a lot. But when I say bad measurement, I'm talking about how you measure yourself. Because most of us in this room, where we sit today, you might be working more hours than you ever have. You might be challenged a little bit. But many of you have a better life than you had 5 years ago, than you had 10 years ago, than you had 20 years ago. And you don't measure that when you're looking at taking on new capabilities and new capacities. So we've got to remember, we've got it pretty dang good. And it's because of the decisions, the choices, the risk that you've taken, the way that you've, gone through things. But see, when Keith Jackson says, I'm not taking it personally anymore, another way that he's saying that is going, you know what, I've got confidence to do this. I'm proud of who I am and what I do. And I want y'all to remember that as we talk through this, because what we want to talk about is the gap. And I'm going to just spend a couple minutes on this, and I'm going to get Justin up here. But we've got to remember that we live here. We have an actual. It's what's happening right now. Everybody in this room, we're not kicking off with a goal-setting exercise or anything like that. A lot of times we'll do where are you, where you want to go, how are you going to get there, right? So this is the where are you. Where you want to go is your ideal, right? Everybody have an ideal in the room? Those of you working 50, 60, 100 hours a week. I personally work more than I ever have in my life right now. And I frickin' love it. And so that's the key, is that it's not about how much you're working. It's about the stuff you're doing that sucks. Let's eliminate some of that. Because you know what? I would put a gun to my head if Mr. Puzio said last week, I said, how much you want me to focus in the office? He said, I want you focused on the field when you're here these next 2 days. So I spent time with this gentleman as we're rocking, getting his sales back to where they need to be, getting conversion rate squared away. Joe's been helping him. We're working with him. And if Ted, before that visit, if Ted would have said, I want you to come in and spend 3 days in my office, I would have been like,
I was going to screw with you for a while.
he was going to mess with me. But so point is, that's not going to be my best place to be suited, but it is Kathy's. See, so when I launch this company with a vision and go, I want to be able to help all y'all in all the areas, but I'm not the right guy for some of the areas. I'm not the right person, but she is. And so when we look at that, the stuff that you're doing, sometimes your not to-do list is more important than your to-do list. Most of us keep a to-do list. You got to do stuff, right? What if you added a little column next to that in the morning when you're jotting your stuff down and go, shit, I'm not going to do. Right? How about that? Because that list is probably more important, right? So we've got to remember that. Here's the thing. The challenge becomes there's a permanent difference between where you are today and where you want to be. And guess what? How many of you have grown your business in the last 5 years from a top-line revenue side? Show of hands. Virtually everybody in the room has grown their business. Are you where you want to be? Bingo.
There. The next goal, right?
So that's the point, right? If we look at a horizon and go, you know what, I'm on a boat, where's Nikolai? I don't want to get on Nikolai's boat and go to Catalina, right? So he's like totally teases me a couple weeks ago. I'm at his shop, takes me down, shows me the boat, and then we go back to the freaking shop. I'm like, I want to get on the boat. It's like he takes Justin and Kristen out on a cruise. It brings me back to the office. I'm like, no. But so point is, if Mike and I get in his boat and we're heading out, there's always going to be a horizon, right? If you're looking out over the ocean, it's there. And you're trying to get there. You're trying to get where you're going, but what happens to that horizon? It keeps on moving. It keeps on scaling forward. And that's true of your life right now. So sometimes this is where that's the vortex. That's the suck. That's when you're beating yourself up, when you're taking it personally, when you're going, God, I suck at this. I'm not good enough. If we were only another 500,000, if we were only another technician, if we only whatever. And life's not very fun when you live in the gap. And we're talking about growth this week. We're talking about accelerating what you want to do, but we've got to keep you out of the gap. Because when you go there, all of a sudden everything seems dark. Everything seems, God, what am I doing? I've got 23, I've been a contractor for 23 years. That company's not doing what I want it to do. I'm learning as I manage it through other people and all the different things. It's not ideal, and guess what? It kills what I thought I could do when I first started. And it's not where I want it to be. So I want us all to remember this as we talk about these things. So actuals, actual achievements, we've got income, we've got wealth, we've got internal learning, growth. So it's where we're at today, but then the challenge becomes the ideal. And it's a mental construct tool. What does it do? So if I can't create an ideal, I don't know where I want to go, right? But so when we look at that, and Justin's going to be talking to us about vision, so I want you seeing where you want to go, but we've also got to remember it helps us establish goals, it helps us motivate and withstand some of those hardships and challenges. Anybody got challenges through your growth? Those of you that raised your hand said you've grown in the last 5 years, you've had some challenges, right? And the thing is, it's made you better if you've chosen to allow it to make you better, if you're willing to learn. And so that's where we really want to be mindful, because that's the whole thing. There's the ideal. Here's where I am. I don't care whether you're 2 million or 20 million in this room. Everybody has one of these. Would you agree? That's why I asked you the one thing. But here's what we've got to remember. I want you to be happy while you're doing it. This is about life. I'm a life guy. I can put you in the room for business, but I'm about life. And I believe the better your business runs, the better your life will be and can be. And that's why we do this. It's why I launched Blue Collar originally. It's why I brought the team on. It's why we're scaling and growing together. So we've got to remember, this is what it looks like. You see something, you want something. It can be weight, it can be income. Most of us remember when I get that new car, if I could just make one of the best business things that never happened to me, I hit up a Best Way Sewer Services. I was in business 2 years, in the truck by myself, running every single call. 4-truck company, the big company in town. Got to know the owners. I flipped leads to them if I couldn't get to it. And they wanted to, so they said, hey man, let's merge this company. I'm 2 years in, right? I'm doing maybe 200 grand a year, maybe. I don't even remember. I started out doing 12,000 in the first year, right? So I don't even know, a year, by the way. But nonetheless, it's like I went to them and they want to merge and put this thing together. And that deal didn't happen. This was in 1996, and I wanted a $40,000 guaranteed salary. And I was going to roll my company into theirs and run it. And they wouldn't pay me 40 grand. Sometimes the things you don't do are better than the things that you do, right? So one of my mentors that I'm talking through what he coaches me on and what I want to share with you is the fact that when you really take that step back, when you really realize that where you're at is pretty freaking good, now let's kick it up a notch. Let's build on it. Let's improve it. Let's get what you want going. And you're going to have to do some stuff you don't want to do for a period of time, but I want you to keep offloading that. And I want you to really come to that perspective. Best freaking storyteller on the planet. I think Les is the best speaker I've ever been around. I did 14 cities in 5 months, and I had an ideal that I wanted a life like Les Brown. And then the lovely Christy and I started speaking for Les, and I traveled around the country working with Les and being in the same hotel as Les, and Les is a flat-out disaster. I love him to death, but I mean, so the first time I spoke with him, he's big on time, right? So I got 15 minutes on his stage, 2,500 people in the room, Southern California, I'm just outside of LAX. I'm getting ready to go on, and Les says, give me your watch. What do you mean? Give me your watch, because I want to make sure that you end on time, and I don't have my watch. Okay. So at the time, it was like 2 years into me having one of my lifetime goals. It's a freaking, what do you call it? Remember the magnet I was talking about? They attract and they repel, right? But so no, it's a vanity thing, whatever. But I always wanted a Rolex as a kid, and I had one on my vision board and all that. And Tim actually talked to me about when I should buy one. So make it a life event, make it something you remember. So I bought one for my 40th birthday. And now I hand it to Les Brown as I'm walking up on the stage. So I give him my Rolex and I do my thing, and then he follows me. So he comes up, he does a 45-minute keynote after me. There's 2,500 people. It's Les Brown. They're mobbing him as he comes off the stage. Nobody knows who I am, right? I spoke for 15 minutes, do my little thing, standing off to the side, and I'm starting to, like, hey man, so I said, can I get my watch back?
Okay.
Wait, I don't have your watch? What you mean? I'm like, Les, no, I gave you my freaking watch before. So I'm tripping. I'm asking Christy, like, what's it? Oh yeah. So he ends up producing my watch. We bought him glasses because I took him to the airport. We were on the way to the airport, and he realized he didn't have his driver's license with him. He's calling his team. Where's my light? So my point is, I love Les, and his unique ability is what he does. But I had an ideal that's what I kind of thought I wanted. And I went, wait a minute. That was before I launched Titanium and came back to changing lives the way we do here, because I went, maybe not. So I want you to all think about that too. What your vision is, as Justin's going to come and talk to us about, because he's going to help paint the ideal. But here's where actually we live. Because you're here right now. What I'm asking you for is you're thinking about this, but by the time you get here, that's going to move. And that's what I want us to remember.